In this video, you'll receive training about how to review and approve timesheets, how to reject previously approved timesheets, how to approve timesheets prior to the end of a pay period, and how to designate your backup approver or approvers.
When you log into Kronos, you'll arrive at your main dashboard. Beginning in March 2022, your main dashboard will have a different background. However, the content of the main dashboard will be the same. There is one important difference, however. There's a tab called Training. If you click on that tab, you'll have access to all the different training documents for various aspects of Kronos. If you click page 2, you'll see the remainder of the training documents available. In the coming weeks and months, more training documents will become available, as well as links to videos. You can also find excellent training guides and videos by going to the CCS Intranet, Departments, Treasurer's Office, and then scrolling down to Financial Operations, Payroll, and Kronos. And here you'll see a wide array of documents and instructional videos.
Kronos approvers must approve all timesheets at the end of each pay period. The deadline for timesheet approvals is 11:59 p.m. Monday following a payday. Timesheets are locked for editing or approving on Wednesday morning following a payday. If an approver tries to approve a timesheet after the pay period has been locked for approval, they will get an error message.
This part of the video outlines how to approve a timesheet after the end of a pay period, which is the normal approval process. However, later on in this video, directions will be provided on how to approve timesheets prior to the end of a pay period.
You can see timesheets needing approval in 3 separate spaces after the end of a pay period. One is in the box Timesheets Awaiting My Approval on your dashboard. The second is from the approval report. And the third would be if you clicked inside an employee's timesheet, you would see that the approve button is there. The first steps before approving are to make sure there are no missed punches or missed days. That way the employee gets their correct amount of time paid. So scroll down to the missing punches area. You'll see that there's the date 1/19/22 of the missed punch. Click on the little pencil icon, take you to the employee's timesheet. And as you scroll down, you'll see for Wednesday, January 19th, there's a light red outline around the missing punch. In this example, you found out the employee left at 3:30. Your normal timekeeper is not available to enter this time, so you're doing it. In the reason code area, you select miss swipe because they said that they just forgot to swipe that day. And you click save. Click UKG logo to go back to the main dashboard. Your next step is to look for missed days. So in the My Saved Reports area, click Missed Days Report. And here you'll see that there, in fact, is a missed day with no time off entered. So click the Open Timesheet icon. And as you scroll down, you'll see that there's a missed day on January 14th. There's a holiday on January 17th, and it's showing that the person is not eligible. The reason why it's listed as not eligible is because there's still a missed day before the holiday. So you find out from the employee that it was 8 hours for personal illness. Browse the second page, select personal illness, click save, and you'll also notice that after you do that, the holiday non-eligible flag goes away. The final step to take, click the UKG to go back to the main screen, is from either the Timesheets Awaiting My Approval area or the approval report. In this case, I'll look at the approval report. Click the Run button there. The approval report is probably the best way to look at things because what you can do is you can see the hours by different types of work. It's an easy way of looking at all the information and to see if the number of hours add up to what you would expect to be normal for this employee. Again, you can select their timesheets by clicking the black box, click View, and then you can kind of take another look at those. If you want, you can look at the Summary by Day tabs to get more information, just to see if the hours strike you as reasonable. Once you've done that quick look, things look fine according to what you've looked at. Select the black box, select All is what that does. Click Approve, and then click Approve. You'll see here it says 2 of 2 timesheets have been successfully approved. Now sometimes that will take 20-30 seconds for it to finally go through, but just be patient, it will eventually show up. Another visual way to see if a timesheet has been approved is in the box. If you enter the employee's ID, click Utilities, click All Timesheets, and then select the timesheet that you just approved. In this case, it's for the pay period of 1/8 to 1/22. You can see that it is approved, so it's successful. What if you find out that the timekeeper needs to correct something because of something that was missed earlier on?
There is a window of time in which you can reject a timesheet which you have previously approved in order to correct it. To see what this window of time is, let's take a look at an example of a pay period. We'll take a look at the pay period of March 5th through March 18th, 2022. It starts on Saturday, March 5th, and ends on Friday, March 18th. If an approver approves a timesheet anytime between Saturday and Tuesday, they are able to reject the timesheet and correct it in Kronos and then reapprove it, so long as they do so by midnight on Tuesday. On the Wednesday following a pay date, a pay period is locked for editing or approving. So an approver or timekeeper can no longer correct a Kronos timesheet. For any corrections needed at that point in time, an approver must email the appropriate account clerk the Kronos corrections needed. That being noted, to correct an approved timesheet in Kronos,
click Reject Employee Noted then click Submit. What that will do is it will put it back in your queue for approval. Then make any correction that's needed. After you make the correction, you'll see that the timesheet is back in your queue for approval. Again, you can click on the timesheet, and from the timesheet itself, you can click Approve. And once again, you see that it's successfully approved.
how to approve timesheets prior to the end of a pay period. The normal Kronos approval process is to approve timesheets shortly after the end of a pay period, such as on the Monday following a pay date. However, you may wish to approve timesheets before a pay period ends, when the subsequent week has a Monday holiday, or before an extended break, like winter break or spring break. There are a couple of things you must be aware of if you're trying to approve timesheets prior to the end of a pay period. Key point number one, do not approve an employee's time card prior to an employee's last swipe for the pay period. Kronos may let you approve a timesheet before an employee's last swipe for the pay period, but the instant the employee swipes out after your approval and before the pay period ends, Kronos will subsequently reject your approval. Why? Well, it's like signing a check before the amounts are filled in. Because the timesheet is not complete, Kronos will deem any pre-approval of the timesheet as invalid. This being the case, generally you can only approve timesheets in the current pay period in the late afternoon or evening of the last scheduled workday of the pay period after all your Kronos employees have left for the day. So for example, the last day of every pay period is a Friday. However, what if that Friday is a holiday and you do not expect any of your workers to be at work on that holiday? Then you could approve the timesheets in the current pay period after everyone has left for the day on Thursday. Key point number 2, you must submit timesheets before you can approve them if you're trying to approve for the current pay period. Kronos auto submits all timesheets several minutes after the end of each pay period, so around 12:10 a.m. Saturday morning following the end of a pay period. It can be illustrated by an Outlook meeting invitation. The organizer must first send you the meeting invitation before you can accept it. Similarly, Kronos must first submit the timesheet to you before you can approve it. To MacGyver the process so that you can approve timesheets prior to the end of a pay period, you must manually do what Kronos normally automatically does. Submit the timesheets to yourself for approval. So that's what we'll show you how to do in the next part of the video. To submit timesheets for approval, go to your My Saved Reports. Click the play button next to the approval report. Click in the timesheet dates area. Under pay period, select current and then click apply. Click the black box to select the timesheets and then click select all. Next, click submit. Then click submit again. You'll see that the approval state has changed to submitted, and now the timesheets are in a status that allows for approval. Now go through the normal review steps as outlined in the video Approvers How to Approve Timesheets. Please note that when reviewing the missed days report and the missed punches area, you'll need to click in the date range in those reports and select the current pay period. To approve the timesheets, you may click the black box or leave it clicked in this case, select all, and then click approve. Click approve again. It will note to you a warning that you are approving a current timesheet and ask you if you want to continue. Click approve again, and then click approve. And you're done.
How to designate a Kronos backup approver. Kronos approvers must approve their employees' timesheets by the end of the Monday following the end of each pay period. This must occur even if the normal Kronos approver is not available to approve timesheets. Designating a backup approver helps ensure time cards are always approved. A backup approver may approve your employees' timesheets when you are not available to approve timesheets because you're taking time off from work, using vacation, sick, personal, or other leave. A backup approver should not be used to approve timesheets for a Kronos approver who is present at work. You may designate another administrator within your school or department as a backup approver. More than one backup may be designated. Never designate someone as your backup without informing them. If they aren't a regular Kronos user, please share with them information on how to log in and use Kronos. We'll now look at how to designate a backup approver. From your main dashboard, click the 3 horizontal lines next to the UKG logo, then click My HR, then Delegations. Click Add New. Click the icon of the magnifying glass on the piece of paper. In the search box area, you can type in the first or last name of the employee. And that will narrow the list of options. Under workflow type, select all workflows. Select the date from, the starting date that you wish for them to begin being your backup, and the end date. Leave the workflow group area blank and then click Add. One thing to note, if you delegate someone as your backup, after the end of a pay period, they will not be able to approve the timesheets for that pay period which has ended.
Clicking the UKG logo, we go back to the main screen. One difference for a backup approver as opposed to a normal approver is that at the end of a pay period, they will not see the timesheets awaiting their approval. They won't see the employee's timesheets in that area. They will have to click under My Reports, the approval report, and that will show them the timesheets that they need to approve. So that's a bit of information to share with the backup approver. To delete backup approver, go to the 3 horizontal lines, click that, click My HR, click Delegations, and then click the trash can symbol next to the person's name.
Some approvers are also the timekeepers for their employees. Other approvers have to do timekeeping functions from time to time. Helpful videos and documents on various timekeeping functions are found on the Treasurer's Office intranet page under Financial Operations, and then Kronos. For assistance accessing or using Kronos, feel free to contact me, Phil Watson, at the phone number or email listed, or Aaron Schell, UKG Ready Analyst, at the phone number or email listed. Also, feel free to contact the payroll clerk who handles a payroll for your school or department, as they are well versed with using Kronos.